Hi everyone, welcome to goclasses. Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you, Namita.
No.
So, welcome to goclasses, and let me tell you about this session. So, in this session, we will discuss basically how to handle IIT, IISc hectic coursework life, and also I can say that basically how to make best out of your MTech or MTech research or PhD in IIT, IISc. And for that, we have Namita Kalra. So she's right now she's working in Google, and she's from IIT Bombay. She's Gate Computer Science 2018 All India Rank 1. Okay. So basically a lot of achievements she has. When I list them, then I'm confused like in which order I should write them, like which is bigger. So of course, so maybe she can have, I don't know, maybe she has some secret, some other achievements also maybe. Okay, I don't know whether she is IAS officer or not. So welcome Namita. So we are happy to have you with us, and we are sure that many students they will get to know a lot, like from your MTech. From so basically, let me also make sure one thing, that this session is not for how to prepare for GATE exam. Okay, this is for those who have already cracked IIT, ISC, or maybe some other top institute like IIIT Hyderabad, IIIT Delhi, IIIT Bangalore. Okay, maybe top NITs. So basically, if you are to going for MTech or MTech research or PhD or MS, so basically, if you are starting your post graduation, then this session is for you. Okay, so let's start now. So Namita, so first of all, congratulations for all the achievements. Like first, let me just like in the chronological order. So for All India Rank 1, then IIT Bombay, then Google. Okay. Then after that, you can let me know like if there is anything else.
No, that's correct.
Okay.
Spot on.
Okay. So let's start. So first of all, actually, the first question is by my side. This is what I want to know. So how is life at Google?
Life is pretty chill. I mean, so I'll tell you one thing. Of all my batchmates who joined after MTech in different companies, when I was placed in Google, they joined several different companies and good companies. All of them today are asking me for referrals in Google, like most
Okay.
of them. So they feel like this is the ultimate spot. So I can say that, I mean, it's definitely better than most companies. Might not be best of all, but it's definitely better. It's pretty chill. Here at Google, they try to maintain a certain work culture wherein they do not want any of the Googlers to be mentally overloaded. And I think that's the best part about any company that you can have. That's that's one thing that I like the most.
Okay. So now you are going to get a lot of messages on LinkedIn for referral. So
Sure.
definitely, yeah. So
Then I try to choose wisely.
okay. Okay. So this session will be in Hindi plus English mix. Okay. So Namita is pro in English, Hindi, Punjabi, and some other languages I don't know about. So, but so if you have any doubt, you can ask in Hindi also. You can ask in English. So feel free to ask your doubts. Okay. And but let's start with the preparation, sorry, the MTech journey of Namita. So please let us know. Give us some overview of your 2 years in IIT Bombay. Like, how did you approach the courses? Okay, one by one, we will discuss all those things, but give us some overview.
अच्छा ठीक है मैं पहले बता देती हूँ कि मैंने एमटेक इसलिए ज्वाइन किया था क्योंकि मुझे कॉलेज वापस जाना था बस ठीक है मतलब मैंने मैंने उससे पहले मैंने आई डिड वर्क फॉर सम कंपनी फॉर सम 3 इयर्स और समथिंग लेकिन मेरे को बहुत बोरिंग हो गया था और मुझे वापस कॉलेज जाना था तो और इसीलिए मेरा ये रीज़न इस मतलब इसी रीज़न की वजह से मैंने आईआईएससी नहीं चूज़ किया आईआईटी बॉम्बे चूज़ किया बिकॉज वहाँ पे थोड़े फेस्ट ज़्यादा होते हैं थोड़ी भीड़ ज़्यादा है और थोड़ी कॉलेज वाली फीलिंग ज़्यादा है ऐसा मुझे लगता था ठीक है तो इसलिए मैंने ज्वाइन किया था तो मैं मज़े करने गई थी मैंने सोचा था कि मैं जो भी पढ़ूंगी उसमें भी मुझे मज़े आने चाहिए और जो भी जॉब करूंगी उसमें भी मजा आना चाहिए, ठीक है। तो इसीलिए मेरा वन थिंग दैट वर्कड फॉर मी वेल वाज दैट आई ऑलवेज न्यू कि मुझे किस फील्ड में रिसर्च करना है, ठीक है। मेरे को एमएल में रिसर्च करना था, एंड ट्रस्ट मी मोस्ट पीपल डोंट नो दैट कि उनको कौन सी फील्ड में रिसर्च करना है, डिस्पाइट द फैक्ट दैट दे आर जॉइनिंग इन मास्टर्स विच इज सपोज टू बी फॉर रिसर्च, उनको नहीं पता होता। So that I think well, it did work well for me. So I only prepared for that one subject. I gave just one interview under the professor I wanted to work with. And that's how I saved a lot of time where other people were interviewing with a lot of different professors for a lot of different fields they didn't know anything about. And yeah, I think having that sort of clarity helped me a lot in through the entire course of two years. So उस मतलब उससे थोड़ा हेक्टिक भी कम हो गया, थोड़ा प्रेशर भी कम हो गया, एंड या इट वाज फन। और फेस्ट भी अटेंड कर लिया, मजा आ गया।
So actually, this doubt, one doubt Mitesh is asking, and let me introduce Mitesh is this year GATE 2022 All India Rank 10, and he's asking this doubt that why did you choose IIT Bombay over IISc, and also if you have to choose again, okay, like given another chance, will you change your priority?
हाँ, अभी आईआईटी बॉम्बे कर लिया ना, अब आईआईएससी का मतलब ठीक
No,
है,
yeah,
सीरियसली
yes,
सीरियसली। सो ऑफ कोर्स मैंने दोनों ही कॉलेज नहीं अटेंड कर रखे थे, तो एंड आई डोंट गो बाय व्हाट अदर पीपल से, ठीक है, चाहे वो कोई भी हो। तो आई डू बिलीव कि जब मैं एक्सपीरियंस करूंगी तो मैं बता पाऊंगी कि क्या है आईआईटी बॉम्बे। अभी भी आई डोंट नो अबाउट आईआईएससी दैट मच, बट आईआईटी बॉम्बे एज आई सेड मैंने इसलिए ज्वाइन किया था क्योंकि वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा कल्चर ज्यादा है कॉलेज वाला, ठीक है। और एंड आई न्यू फॉर अ फैक्ट कि दोनों ही कॉलेजेस बहुत अच्छे हैं। ऑल्सो आई हैड डन सम प्रीवियस रिसर्च, और मेरे को ये भी पता था कि मुझे किस फील्ड में और किस प्रोफेसर के अंडर जाना है, ठीक है। अब एमएल के प्रोफेसर आईआईएससी में भी हैं, आईआईटी बॉम्बे में भी हैं, लेकिन जिनके अंडर मुझे काम करना था वो आईआईटी बॉम्बे में थे। तो दैट इज प्राइम रीजन व्हाई आई जॉइंड आईआईटी बॉम्बे, और आई थिंक दैट वाज द मेन रीजन। बहुत लोगों ने मुझे कन्विंस करने की कोशिश भी करी कि ऐसे जाना चाहिए। इनफैक्ट मोस्ट टॉपर्स ऑफ माय बैच वर गोइंग टू आईआईएससी। आई थिंक दीपक माइट नो
yes.
बेटर।
So I also tried my best
हाँ,
that okay,
he did.
come to IISc, Namita, come to IISc.
हाँ,
So
everybody did, I think.
and yeah, there were like basically IIT and IIT Bombay and IISc. It is a I can say debatable question. IIT Bombay versus IISc. This is every year. This is a question like Friend versus How I Met Your Mother, Ronaldo versus Messi, so something like that. Marvel versus
Exactly.
DC. So like that, this IIT Bombay versus IISc, and yeah.
Exactly.
So
But what I feel is it's not really about the college. If you know what you want to do and under which professor, I think that is the question you would want to ask yourself. Um, also, दोनों अच्छे हैं.
So, Namita, actually, let me ask you one more question on this. You
Mhm.
were very clear. Okay, you were clear about your research area. You were also clear about professor. That's
Hmm.
too much. Okay, that's too much
That's too
clarity
much.
because
Yeah.
people don't have that. Okay, and so I personally I was also clear for my research area. I was always clear that I have to go to theoretical computer science, graph theory or
Hmm.
something. But many students they don't have that clarity. So how would you help? Because I know one person, like no, not one person. I know many people in ISC when we started our MTech. Then many people were basically they were in fear. Like what if they choose the wrong research area? Like
Hmm.
okay, and also like okay, he choosing machine learning. I should also go to machine learning. Oh my God, he choosing
Mhm.
system area. So like that, please help like how one should approach like which pool to go, which I can say area to go. How should they decide?
अच्छा, ठीक है. So I think you get a lot of opportunities for that as well. It's not that on the first day you have to decide. I think you get an entire semester to decide on that. And what you can do is in that particular semester, the first semester, you can try taking subjects from different streams, at least 3 different streams, so that you have some vague idea about what kind of work is done there. And that does help. I personally, even after knowing that I wanted to do something in ML, I still took subjects from 3 different streams just to get an overall idea about those things. And after that, you would also want to look for certain artifacts about what kind of work each professor does. For example, uh, if you want to work in ML, you would want to check out previous works of ML professors that are there in your college, and try and read them out. Try and read those papers out, and if they sound interesting to you, I think that helps you make a better choice. Uh, I don't think there is a shortcut for that, because as you said, not many people have that kind of clarity. तो उनको थोड़ा हार्ड वर्क ज़्यादा लगेगा, प्रोफेसर्स के बारे में भी रिसर्च करना पड़ेगा, सब्जेक्ट को भी थोड़ा सा ओवरव्यू, एक ये तो सब में होता है कि फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में सब बेसिक लेवल कोर्सेज तो हो ही जाते हैं हर स्ट्रीम के. आई डोंट नो अबाउट आईआईएससी, लेकिन आईआईटी बॉम्बे में ये होता है. दीपक, इफ यू वांट टू एक्सप्लेन बेटर अबाउट आईआईएससी, आई लीव इट अप टू यू, बट एटलीस्ट आईआईटी बॉम्बे में ये था कि फर्स्ट सेम में नेटवर्क सिक्योरिटी का भी एक सब्जेक्ट ऑफर होगा, एक एमएल का भी सब्जेक्ट ऑफर होगा, एक थियोरेटिकल भी होगा, एक एल्गोरिथम्स का भी होगा, सब कुछ होगा. तो इफ यू वांट, 3 स्ट्रीम तो आप डिसाइड कर सकते हो कि हाँ मुझे ये 3 स्ट्रीम्स में से शायद एक पसंद आ जाएगी, तो उन 3 का सब्जेक्ट ले लो. you'll get some idea about the stream, and then उसके बाद थोड़ा सा हार्ड वर्क लगेगा प्रोफेसर्स के बारे में रिसर्च करने में कि इनका प्रीवियस पेपर्स कैसे हैं. उसमें से 2-4 पढ़ोगे तो पता चल जाएगा if it is meant for you or not.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
So in IIT Bombay, when you have to make this decision of like your area of I can say project, your area of MTech project. So when do you have to decide that?
Okay, formally this is done after the first year, but
First year.
हाँ, after the first year, ठीक है. लेकिन सेकेंड सेम में एक सेमिनार होता है, ठीक है, which you ideally want to do under a professor जिनके साथ आप next year भी काम करना चाहते हो पूरा year. Ideally that is the situation. So second sem में आप उन professor के under काम करते हो, and then you convert it into your MTech project. Convert that seminar into your MTech project. Ideally,
Okay.
that's the case. So you
in
at least get 6 months.
So in IISc also, let me tell students that in IISc also there are 3 pools, 3 streams basically: theoretical computer science, system computer science, and intelligent systems. So just like IISc, just like IIT Bombay, like Namita is saying, 3 streams are there. If you want to choose your research area, if you want to choose your MTech project, then you should take in the first semester. You have all the liberty, you have all the freedom. You can choose courses from different streams, and you can find out your interest. Similarly, you can do for IISc also. In IISc, actually, in the second semester, we have to decide. So we have to decide in the second semester in which basically stream we will go, and then we will go and talk to the professor to basically take us under their guidance. And so this is what we need to do. And so some students, they do it in the first semester also if they are very clear about their area. If like I was very clear about my area, so I went to my professor in the first semester itself. Okay, so like that you can do. Okay, so if you want to choose your MTech area, then you should definitely take all the stream. One course from each stream you should definitely take. Okay. So Namita, Sachin Mittal, so Sachin is asking this doubt that when you go to know about, like when you go to know that you are interested in machine learning, because actually I just want to tell you one thing. Many people are, I think this is my personal opinion, many people are in the area of machine learning because many people are in the area of machine learning. So
no, अच्छा ठीक है.
You tell us about yourself.
Okay, to answer that, it took me 3 years to leave my job and go for MTech. ठीक है, वो 3 years इसलिए भी लगे थे क्योंकि मुझे ऐसी कोई स्ट्रीम नहीं मिल रही थी कि मैं किस में मास्टर्स करूँ या किस में रिसर्च करूँ. तो मैंने जॉब छोड़ी तब थी जब मुझे लगा कि हाँ ML कुछ अच्छा लग रहा है. 1-2 प्रोजेक्ट मैंने खुद से भी कर लिए कोर्सेरा पे या कुछ भी करके. तो आई हैड एन आइडिया कि क्या करना है, और स्पेसिफिकली NLP में करना है वो भी मेरे को पता था. तो बहुत टाइम लगा, 3 साल लगे. 3 साल तो नहीं, कम से कम 2 साल तो लगे. 1 साल मैंने जॉब करी, 2 साल मैंने सोचा कि मुझे करना क्या. अगर मैं जॉब छोड़ूं और मुझे मास्टर्स करनी है तो मैं किस चीज़ में मास्टर्स करूं. हाँ, तो 2 साल मैंने सब कुछ देख लिया, इमेज प्रोसेसिंग भी, NLP भी, जो भी ML के अंदर आता है. उसके बाहर का भी कि नेटवर्क सिक्योरिटी में क्या क्या होता है. तो जॉब करते करते मैं आई वाज जस्ट रिसर्चिंग कि क्या क्या स्ट्रीम्स होती है डिफरेंट. तो 2 साल तो लगे हाँ डिसाइड करने में कि ये करना है.
Okay.
पर हाँ, अगर नहीं है क्लैरिटी तो भी बहुत चिल है.
Okay. So yeah. So let's take doubts from students, and
Sure.
so if anyone has any doubt, you can ask by like you can speak also if you want.
Yeah.
So you can raise your hand, and but please ask doubts related to post graduation, like related to life, or I can say how to tackle the courses in IIT, ISc. Okay, related to that, or maybe how to get into Google. Okay, maybe Namita can tell us about that. So let's start with that. So if anyone
I
has
would
any doubt,
highly encourage if you can unmute yourself and ask. Session thoda interactive ho.
yes. So please.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, ma'am. Congratulations, first of all. And I have one simple request that can you speak can we all, if we are comfortable in English, can we speak in English? Because I don't know Hindi. So I couldn't
Yeah.
understand at least half of the things that you have said. So is it okay for
Very
you,
sorry.
ma'am?
Yeah, yeah, I can.
Yeah, thanks, ma'am.
Should I repeat anything that you would want to know?
Ma'am, if there is anything crucial that, yes, ma'am. If you have time, that's okay, ma'am. If it is up to you, ma'am.
If
So
you have any particular question, I can take that.
yes.
Okay, ma'am. I will ask the questions if there is anything at the end of the session, ma'am.
Sure, sure. No
Thanks, ma'am.
problem.
Sorry to interrupt. Hi, Madesh. So most of the things will be in English only, but I mean most of the relevant things will be in English. So something which needs Hindi support, and sometimes we cannot feel English language. So on that only, like some phrases, sometimes like if she likes to use, then she may be using. Otherwise, most of the things will be in the English, and anything which will be relevant, that will be in English only. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Namita, I want to ask you one this question actually, because many people what they think that once you go to Google, or once you go to IIT Bombay, or once you crack GATE exam like All India Rank 1, so many people think that you already have some like from when you were born. Okay, at that time also you had some intelligence, or okay, some so basically this is just general idea. Many people think like that. Okay, if you are going to Google, people will think that okay, you have already done coding from your school life or from your college life or something. So can you tell us like when did you start the coding, and like basically how much idea you had of machine learning before you went to IIT Bombay?
Acha. So I'll take it step by step. I'll start with the coding thing first. So I had done a fair share of coding in my graduation, but the company where I was working in, that required very different set of attributes from the people who are working there. As in, I was not coding very actively there. Uh, so the profile basically was as such that there was not a lot of coding involved, which is one of the reasons that I did not like working there, and I left the job. Um, so I can say that for at least 3 years, I did not do a lot of coding before I joined IIT Bombay. And when I did join IIT Bombay, I then resumed. I can't say that I was a very good coder, but I I mean, I kept it regular, and I just kept myself at a level where I can say that I am comfortable in coding. Not that I'm a great coder or something, or I had done this many questions on lead code. I was never of that sort. I just wanted myself to be very regular and comfortable at coding, because I think it's a myth that to be at Google you have to be a top coder. It's not that. It's just that in the interviews, what they basically seek for is that how easily can you tackle a situation that you were not in earlier. As in, they'll give you a question, and if you can look for an answer on the spot, or at least get close to it, I think that's more than enough for them. So that's something about coding. So in summarily, you don't have to be a great coder to start with. You can build on it step by step, and that should work for you. The other thing about machine learning, as I said, I took 2 years to research about all of these stuff. I had done smaller projects on my own. So I had a vague idea about what all things can be done. But um, even if you don't have that idea, I think you'll get enough opportunities in the first semester, and even in the second semester when you start working with some professor, they'll give you ample time to research about the field and the kind of project you would want to work in. Yeah, I won't say I had I knew so much about machine learning before starting with my masters. I did not know a lot, but I just knew enough so that I could decide which stream I want to work in. Yeah, that's my take on it. And does that
So
answer your question?
So, Namita, you know, one thing you also know that most of the students who go to IIT Bombay, ISc, or other top institute after cracking GATE exam, most of them, they do not have any, like zero background in machine learning or data science. Okay, I can say that because I have seen in ISc, I have seen many students I have seen, they were basically, they had zero background, they did not know what is machine learning, data science. Okay, they really did not know. Okay, but so in the beginning, when someone used to talk about machine learning, like one friend was like little bit show off, so he always used to talk about machine learning research paper, machine learning research paper. So these words were very heavy for us, like research paper. Oh my God, what is that? So in that type of situation, for those students, can you suggest something like those students who have zero background in machine learning, data science, and who have zero background of research? So for those, can you suggest something?
Okay. I'll try to take this. I'm not very good at this, but okay, I'll try. So first of all, it's not just about choosing a stream. It's about how much you can get influenced by others. Okay. So as I said before as well, I do not go by what others are saying. I mean, you are getting your 6 months. Even if there is someone who is aware of certain things that you are not, he or she will still start working on the project at the same time as you. So you still have that 6 months. You don't need to get demotivated by people who know a little more than you. You might be knowing something that they don't know. So don't first of all, don't get scared about those things. Plus, that's more because you are again, as I said, you are still getting those 6 months, and you have enough time to research about certain things. And if you don't want to get confused too much, choose at least 3 things that you want to. You have a little inclination towards those things. Choose at least 3 and try and find out which one suits you the best. Just that. Keep it simple. This has been my motto from always. I don't know. At least it feels like from always. I try and keep things simple. If you know me, and if you look at my previous interviews as well, when people ask me what special stuff you did for preparation and stuff, I never had any answer because I never did anything special. So as long as you're keeping it simple, as long as you're focusing on things that you can control, that will help you much better, I think. I am not sure if that answered your question, Deepak.
So one more doubt someone is asking, that should we go to machine learning field if we don't like mathematics, like probability, statistics? If we don't like that, should we go into machine learning field?
Okay, so there are 2 streams under machine learning. One is just applied machine learning, wherein you do not need to know so much about mathematics and stuff. Basic probability you'll still need, but you'll still get away with some good research, even if you're not so much into mathematics, if you're choosing applied machine learning. But if your project is not as such, then you might get some unnecessary pressure. So overall, I mean, if you're not that much into mathematics, see if you can avoid.
Or maybe they can learn, because we already have 6 months, and probability and linear algebra and statistics, these are not these are the basic courses in IIT.
Yes.
In IIT and ISc, in the first semester you will study these courses, so you can
Yes.
learn, and you will have 6 months to get better at these things.
Exactly. This is exactly about deciding whether you want to decide your stream first or whether you want to decide your subjects first. Say if you've already decided that you want to go into machine learning, it is better if you are taking probability or linear algebra in the first semester itself. But if you're not sure and you're taking some generic stuff, try and see at the end of the first sem if you'll be comfortable going with machine learning. I mean, it depends on person to person, I think. If you already have some grasp over it and you're a quick learner, or maybe you can manage alongside your other subjects, then even if you're not taking those subjects officially, you can still learn them.
Okay. So let's please raise your hand if you have any doubt. So Tathagata, you were having some doubt. So Tathagata is also top All India rank, top 100 ranker this year. And I don't see like, hello, Tathagata, can you
Okay,
please raise your
joining
hand?
IITB. Okay.
He is going to IITB. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. He
Yeah,
is going to IIT Bombay.
thank you, sir.
So
Hello, ma'am. Thank you for this
Hi.
session. Yeah, so my question is, can you please talk about how to choose the courses, like 9 elective courses in IITB, and arrange them over the 2 years to match with the workload of MTP? So that's what I have researched till now. So how to choose them?
Cool. So as I said, have you one question? Have you already decided on a stream? Hello? Am I not audible?
no, so you are audible. Maybe
Yeah,
he
sorry,
has
I couldn't
muted.
unmute. Yeah,
Yes.
so yeah, I actually have decided to go with ML, and I've chosen the course Foundations of Machine Learning. That's what
Okay,
I
great.
came to that.
Okay, great. So since you have already decided, what you can do is you can take FML, as you said, and alongside you can take some mathematical subjects, so as to rebuild the foundation you might already have. And so basically what we do is we take the heaviest of the courses in the beginning. And when we start on the thesis project, we try to keep it simple. At least we at least try to take lighter courses alongside when we are working on the project, which is the second year. So that is what I did, and most people do. But in the first semester, you have all the liberty to take interesting, challenging subjects. I mean, as interesting as you might like. But in the second sem, in the second year, you would want to take it a little lighter. Do
Okay,
you
thank you.
want
Yeah.
to talk about any subject specifically, or is that it?
Not really sure about subject, but I saw it is suggested to take the course Convex Optimization, and
Okay. Fair warning, convex optimization is a very tough subject.
okay. So in the first semester, I guess we can then choose other different topics, right, with ML, and then can.
See, the thing is, if you already have some idea about FML, you can try taking convex optimization, because as far as I know, both FML and convex optimizations are offered in the same semester. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have some idea or you're willing to work on it before you join IIT Bombay, you can take. It's not that big a deal. Sorry for scaring you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. And I have just one more question. I mean, as far as I have researched, that all the companies doesn't offer the data science roles in placement. So, how to choose between desired companies and like a preferred role?
Yeah, it's always a dilemma there. So I'll tell from my experience, I got offered a data science role in Microsoft, and I got an SDE role in Google. Okay. So I chose Microsoft first, and then I changed my mind and chose Google. Mostly, I mean, as you said, it depends on company to company. At that time, I felt Google is the best of all. And if I'm getting an opportunity to work in Google, and I checked with the recruiters as well, they said that I can get projects, I can get ML projects if I want to, despite joining as a software engineer. So, I mean, I saw an opportunity where I can work as a software engineer and still have projects that are related to machine learning. And that's why I changed my job. But again, it depends on person to person. If you feel very strongly about ML and you want to work in some company that is sure to give you ML projects, you will have to make a tough choice.
So there is a chance that you can join Google with SD role and then can shift on later in your career to some
Yes.
data science role. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, sir.
Cool.
So if anyone has any doubt, please raise your hand and you can ask. You can speak and you can ask.
Yeah,
So
Deepak,
Uday,
before that, I have one follow-up question. So, hi Namita, I'm Sachin. So, I have heard mostly about you from Deepak, and the kind of achievement that, first of all, I never thought that we will be interacting first time over the Zoom call. So, first of all, thank you for
Oh, how
joining.
did you imagine it?
Okay. So, my question is that you said convex optimization is one of the tough subject at IIT Bombay. So my question is not related to particular subject, but I want to ask, should we choose any subject based on whether it is tough or easy, or is this even, should we keep this even as a criteria that this is a tough subject or this is easy subject?
You definitely should. At the end, you have to pass that subject.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you, what I feel is, if you feel very strongly about a certain subject, you will work hard on it automatically, and you will definitely get through. So that is my feeling. But if you're not sure about whether or not you like that stuff, it might be a little unnecessary pressure on you. That's just my feeling, because the kind of project you would end up working on might or might not require that particular the concepts from that particular subject. That's one thing. But as I said, if you're really sure that you would like this stuff, and I took convex optimization because I was sure that I like this stuff, and I was ready to put in the kind of effort that it takes. So yeah.
Okay. So
Also, just to add one more thing, uh, when you join institutions like IISc or IIT Bombay, it will feel a little different from regular graduation colleges. The level of academic excellence that you would want to show there is a little higher than what you might have shown in your graduation. So it is, as is, a little hectic, and no, you would not want to take unnecessary pressure for no reason. That is one thing. So that is an important thing, because I have seen people joining IIT Bombay and then leaving for PSUs, and the sole reason being that they could not handle that much pressure. So that is also one thing that you should have in mind while choosing certain subjects, because mental health is above all. That is what I think.
right. So I think this is one very important concern that I think we should address. That like my question is that as you said, like we need to pass that subject. That I completely agree. But like I have a couple of questions. Let me ask one by one. So first is that we need to pass that subject. Now is this passing is only necessary, or we should be having good grade just to if suppose I want to work in Google or some similar sort of good company, then like do I have to have some good grades, or if I just pass that subject then it is enough?
Okay. So first of all, companies, they won't particularly look at subject-wise grades. So if you not do so well in one or two subjects, I think it's fine. It's not going to affect you that much. Does that answer your first question?
Like not really. I mean, like I want to ask that whether they even consider the CGPA as a
They
criteria.
do.
Okay.
Okay, they do. Some companies do a resume filtering, and let's say the criteria was above 8 and all. It's never. I mean, the threshold is never above that. But if the criteria is 8 and above, then you might not feature into a lot of interviews that you wanted to.
Okay. So
So I,
this is yeah.
adding
Please,
another quick detail here. I had a friend in IIT Bombay whose coding skills were unmatched. As in, he was really good in coding, but he could not give a lot of interviews because his grades weren't that good. So yeah, just
okay.
quick information there.
Got it. So, like one follow-up question is that, like this is about our on-campus placements, right?
Yes.
So my question is that isn't it a very short-sighted view that we are only looking at on-campus placement, and based on that, we are choosing the courses. I mean, like as in since I have also done my masters from IISc, so I have different view. Like according to me, like we should not be short-sighted. I mean, based on the on-campus placement, anything could happen, and this is just my opinion. And on-campus placements are also somewhat luck, which means we do not have enough time to prepare first of all, because there is so much of work pressure, so much of coursework pressure in IIT Bombay or any other IITs or IISc. So we do have very limited time to prepare, and on-campus placements are, based on limited preparation and based on the luck also, like not much luck, but 1-2% of luck. So should we consider on-campus placement even as a criteria to select the course? I mean, if some company is filtering based on 8 CGPA, let's not worry about it. Why not be applying, why not we can apply on that company as an off-campus? And I mean, my ultimate question is that should we even care about the CGPA if we want to work in some good company? And yes, I got your answer that on-campus placement may get impacted, but in long run, does this matter if I'm selecting some course and getting the less grade?
Okay. So first of all, I don't know how true this is, but frankly, most people do masters and they do it from reputed institutes because they could not get one in their graduation. Um, I'm very honest there, and thus they could not land on a job they wanted. That's what I think I have seen. That is the case being with most people around me. But I won't say that should be, I mean, that's not the ideal case. But if your criteria for doing masters and joining such a reputed institute was to get a job, then you should get one, right? But if your case is otherwise, then of course on-campus placements are definitely a very short-sighted vision. Uh, so again, it depends on what your goal was for doing masters and joining such institute with such hectic schedule and other stuff.
Okay. So, can you conclude on this that does CGPA matter? Like, I have two options. I want to explore some course, maybe convex optimization or some other course I'm interested in. So, in that case, should I look for CGPA? I mean, should I be maybe looking for the CGPA, or should I be just going for the course, because this is just one-time opportunity I get to enroll in the course. I will never get to learn from such kind of professors in such kind of environment. Should I utilize that opportunity, or should I look for the CGPA? Like in long run, what will matter?
I think I did mention this before, but I'll reiterate. If you're really interested, go for it. Do not even think twice. Of course, like you said, this is a one-time opportunity, and a few subjects here and there won't matter to even for on-campus placements. Even for that, they wouldn't matter.
Okay.
Go for it if you're really interested.
Good. Okay. So my second question is that actually these are the questions I'm asking, based on the interaction that I'm getting from the students. I mean, most of the toppers that I got to know. So since I'm in this field that I'm like teaching in GATE, and I get to interact with few of the students. So with the based on the interaction, I'm asking. Second question is that okay, first question you answered. Sorry, I forgot the second question. Like in the discussion I forgot. Okay, yeah, my question is that when we say that there is a pressure in the of the coursework and all, so what do you think, like why that pressure is that? I mean, maybe because the courses are really tough. I mean, it depends on person to person. Obviously, like for you, it might be easy. For me, it might be tough. But on average, I'm saying, like, since people are going to IIT, if someone is going to IIT Bombay or IISc or some other top college, then on average, the person must be, I mean, having some good knowledge or good IQ. So, for the average person, like, what do you think? Like, why the coursework is tough? Because that coursework, I mean, why there is so much pressure? Because the coursework is really tough, or because we do not get maybe proper guidance, or maybe proper resources, or maybe professors make it tough, or like why you think it is overall there is so much pressure?
I got your point. I think most of it comes from the habits that we develop during our graduation. I do not know a single person who used to study every day in BTech. I mean, I personally never did. I mean, I did not do that ever. Uh, Most people in their graduation take it very lightly, and it is only when there are sessionals or there are some exams that we take out our books and study. This is the only difference that I have seen being a student of IIT or IISc than some other regular college. Essentially, the difference is you'll need to be very regular about things. If there is an assignment, you'll have to do it, because it's not the case that towards the end or whenever the exams approach, you'll be able to cramp all of it and have a good understanding of it. The other thing is that this is hectic because now you're only getting 1 year. From the second year onwards, you'll be busy with the other thesis project and research stuff, and also for campus placements. So you're only getting 1 year. In your graduation, there were 4 years to cover up things. Even if you fail one subject, there you have ample time to take a re-exam and the stuff. So the time limit and lack of regularity, those are certain things that make, I mean, they tend to make a course more hectic or heavier than usual. And that is the only difference I feel. Regarding guidance, I think you're getting the best guidance of all times. The professors, all of them are really experienced. And if you are regular in your work and you go up to them, ask for doubts, even separately in their office hours, they'll be more than willing to help you out. Yeah, I think that.
Yeah. Okay. The third question is that let's suppose like Deepak have asked this question, but I'm just rephrasing this question again. So suppose I do not have any idea that in like I want to go in machine learning or not, like I'm in some area. So for me, like I have also opted machine learning courses because not because of my interest. Like I did not know even the definition of machine learning even before going to IISc. So just because like people were following machine learning, and that's why I also followed machine learning, and I got to know that there is comparatively better money in machine learning. So automatically I developed my interest in that. So suppose that I either I do have interest or I do not have interest. Let's suppose like anything could be the case. Should I be only exploring the courses? Suppose I do have interest in machine learning. Let's take the first case. So should I be only exploring the courses of machine learning, or should I be also taking some general computer science courses, maybe operating system, compiler design, like that?
Okay, I think I got your question. So you can be really smart about it. You're getting 2 semesters before you actually start working on your thesis project, right? So what you can do is your primes, if at all you have already decided that you want to take machine learning, what you can do is your primary subjects could be related to machine learning. For example, you can take foundations of machine learning if you are at IIT Bombay, and on the side definitely try and explore different things, because sometimes not everything goes according to the plan. You might have decided to take machine learning as your thesis project, but things might not go your way, because there's an entire procedure on how you approach a professors and how much vacancies they have. God forbid if things go wrong, you should have certain backup. And also even other stuff are interesting. Even if you're mostly interested in machine learning, it's not that other subjects are not that interesting. For I'll give my example only. I took foundations of machine learning in the first semester, but I also took cryptography. I also took operating system. I also took algorithms, which was a theoretical subject, and I thought that I might never go there, but I did took that subject. I did take that subject. Also, another reason was because Professor Abhiram Ranade was taking that subject that semester when I had the chance to, and he's a reputed professor. I've seen his YouTube videos, and I did not want to miss a chance to, basically be his student. So those are certain things. You just have to be smart about it. If you have your priority set, keep those subjects as your primary ones, but definitely see if you can get certain things on the side as well.
Got it.
Does that help?
Yes, sure. So, okay, my next question is that like when we are preparing for some placements, on-campus placements, So in that, does coursework really help, or should we, preparing like, I mean, whatever they are asking, it is completely different in the like what we get in the coursework. Like in case of BTech, what happens? Like whatever they teach in BTech, like whatever subject they are teaching, it is not relevant for the placements. Like in case of BTech, it happens. At least in my college, we just have to know a few things, just linked list. I mean, a few things in the data
Yeah.
structure, some good aptitude, and then you're good to go with the 3 to 5 lakhs of placements. So
Yeah.
does the same happen? Obviously, the amount will be higher in the IIT Bombay or IISc, but does the same happen in the IIT Bombay or some other good IITs?
No. Okay, so for most companies, the first interview round that they take is related to the project you're working on.
Okay.
So in those entire 40 minutes, you'll only be talking about your project and what innovation you are working on and what all things you've already done and what all things you expect to do in the next 6 months. So that is really an important aspect of the interview process. Uh, I'm not sure if the process is exactly the same for IISc as well. But at least for IIT Bombay, the entire first round of 40 minutes is dedicatedly about your thesis project, for which you must have a really good grasp on the concepts of related subjects and the details of your project. So it's not like that that does not matter.
Got it.
It's never the case.
So if we are
Is it the same in IISc as well? I have a follow-up
Yes,
question.
yes. I mean, like coding is required, but it depends on the profile. So if
Yeah.
for machine learning, like as you know that I think according to me, 30% coding and 70% machine learning. I mean, there will be a coding round, but the weightage is not that much. I mean, most of the
Yeah.
weightage is for machine learning.
For us, even for profiles that were purely SWE, even for those cases, people do tend to ask about your project in the interviews. There are only few companies like Google which do not care much about your research project and are only worried about your coding skills. But for most other companies, they do talk about your thesis.
Okay. So in the sense that if we are studying in our MTech, in our coursework nicely, then we are automatically tend to prepare for the placements, like indirectly or
Exactly.
directly. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. My next question is that, sorry, I'm taking too much time. I think this should be one of the last questions. Then we will be taking the participants' question. So, like, these are the questions that I have gathered. So that's why I'm asking. My next question is that, like, how much importance you give for the on-campus placements? Which means that, I mean, consider a worst scenario that a person maybe because of some reason, maybe on that time he was not able to, prepare, and that's why he's not in the competition, and he's getting placement at very last day or maybe one of the last day. So I mean, in that case, people get either depressed or anxiety is natural in that case. So how much importance do you give for the on-campus placement? Let's suppose I get some lesser placement, then should I be worried, or what should I do?
No, it's always good to have a placement, but it's not the end of the world because you already have, I mean, you have gained certain experience from such a reputed institute. So even if you apply off campus, you have high chances of bagging a good spot there. Um, that said, so I got placed on the first day. I don't know if it's too much bragging, but I
No,
keep
no.
talking about myself.
These are the facts.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so I did get placed on the first day, and I've seen people getting worried, those who did not get a placement till the fourth or the fifth day or even later. But as of now, they're all at really good places and they're doing really well. So I mean, the bottom line is you have already done the hardest part. You are already eligible for studying in an institute that has got the greatest reputation of all times. So you can take it a little lightly, and even if you do not get an on-campus placement, there are a lot many opportunities that are coming your way. That is my take on it.
Got it. Yeah, one question that one of the person is asking, Shaj Mir is asking, that do BTech CGPA matters in IIT and ISC placements?
Not so much, I would say. Of course, it does reflect on your resume, and people do read it. There might be an unconscious bias in the interviewer's mind about you, but mostly your MTech performance, if you've done really well in your MTech, nobody will look at your past performance, because I think most people understand that there could be certain special cases wherein you could not do that much. But if you have other profiles covered, as in say you're doing a really good project, or you have great performance in your MTech, then the BTech CGPA might get overlooked on.
Got it.
So,
think-
Namita, actually, let me interrupt because I have a list of questions. These are quick questions, okay? Because many questions I am reading in the chat. So I have collected them, and total 11 questions I have collected. So
Wow.
let's have a quick round, okay? Because these are small questions.
Sure.
So yeah. So the first question already Sachin has asked. So many people ask this question, that BTech percentage CGPA, does it matter? So yeah.
You
So
are the best person to answer that, I think.
yes, actually, I personally know that it does not matter, because I know that, see, many people majority of the people who are coming to MTech, they are coming to MTech because they have not done good performance in the BTech. So
Exactly.
because my friends, like, I'm not interested in coding, you already know. So this coding industry, machine learning, this area is not for me. But I have seen many students, there was a person who had backlogs also in BTech.
I know.
Like, okay, and he also got a very good placement. I think 33 LPA placement he got from IISc. So he was
Yeah.
my friend in IISc. So I like you told us that in there can be some little bit bias, there can be, but this is just my personal opinion, that like it doesn't really matter, because
It's not really matter.
anyway they know, like, even the recruiter knows that you have not done in the BTech well, but you have done well in the gate, okay, and doing well in the gate, it automatically implies that you have covered your BTech, right?
Exactly.
So another question is gap, okay, like, does gap matter? So if someone has a 5 year 10 year gap, if someone is in 30s or 35 age and wants to go for MTech, and then for placement, does
Okay.
the gap matter?
Okay. It does not. I had a 3-year gap, and I am about to be 30 years old next year. So I think that should answer most of it.
Okay,
It
you
does
should
not.
okay, you should not reveal your age.
It's okay.
Okay, because
I
you
don't
don't
care.
look like that, so no one can
Yeah.
say that you are going to be 33. Okay, yeah,
Not
so
33, 30,
30.
30 next year.
Okay. So yeah, I will cut this part, okay, from the video. No one will know.
Your wish. Your
Yeah.
wish.
So basically, gap does not matter.
It does not.
If anyone is worried, gap really does not matter. You have okay. Some of you might have taken 4 or 5 years. Some of you might have cracked gate exam with final year. Some may have taken 3 or 4 year gap, 2 year gap, 1 year gap. Maybe like it really does not matter. Okay, like you can do whatever you want to do. Once you crack the gate exam, once you go to IIT Bombay, ISC, or any other top institute, you have done what needs to be done before going there. You are eligible for their coursework and all. Okay, and gap really does not matter in the placement, and in like in any
Yeah.
kind of.
Nobody ever looks at your age. Nobody. Never.
Actually, I have a friend in IISc who started MTech with me, and he was 36 years old at that time. So when he started his MTech in IISc, so
No.
and now he is in, I think, Flipkart. So he has a very good placement now. And the third thing, once you go to IIT Bombay, IISc, does anyone care about your gate rank?
No. Some students do, who are very obsessed, but otherwise, no. Once you reach there, all of you are under the same level. Nobody, at least no professor will ever ask about your rank or stuff. It's only during your thesis interviews and that you might want to tell them that this is my rank. But otherwise, unless and until you tell them, nobody's going to ask. They'll
So
only
actually,
look at the performance you do there.
so someone was asking that should we carry the gate notes in the IIT Bombay?
No, no, no. You don't need them.
So actually in IIT Bombay, once you take any course, if you take linear algebra, let's assume, then in the first lecture, all what you have studied in the gate exam, that will be over. Maybe not
Yeah,
even in the,
exactly.
maybe not even in the first lecture. Maybe in the within the first 15 or 20 minutes, it will be over. So
Exactly.
when we started linear algebra in ISC, in the first lecture, they covered the complete eigenvalue linear system of linear equation.
Yes.
Everything was gone, and then they went to field and some these concepts like field and all these concepts. So
Yeah.
basically, from the next lecture onwards, it was completely new. So your gate notes, okay, that is like you can forget about them. You don't have to carry them in the IIT Bombay or ISC. Once you go there, you will study mostly you will study research papers or standard books. Okay, so
Yes.
you will not study those gate notes and
But folks, don't get scared about. I mean, I know Deepak is saying that whatever you learned up till now is just one day's work there at IIT Bombay, but do not let this scare you, because whatever they do, those are very experienced professors. They know how to pace their subject, and you'll be very comfortable if you at least share your problems with them. If you're having any, they will never hesitate to change the pace of the subject if you want them to.
actually I did not I did not want to scare them. I
Yeah,
wanted to
exactly.
tell them that don't be arrogant, because
Yeah.
that is my motive, because some of them are really arrogant. Okay, I know,
Okay.
because my friend
Okay.
circle, some of them are were really arrogant when we started our MTech. So some were like, okay, my all India rank is this, so I can handle, I can do this now. So some were like
I know.
some had some misconception, and then once the semester started, okay, we got to know what is happening. Okay, they also got to
Yeah,
know what is happening.
exactly. There's a lot to learn, and just keep it that way.
Yes. So the next question is courses that you took. Like someone is asking in IIT Bombay, which courses did you took? Can you just list out few of them?
Okay, I don't remember the order, but I took foundations of machine learning. I took convex optimization. I took cryptography. I took network security. I took, there is something called program analysis. I took that, which is a very interesting subject. I later found out. I also took algorithms, and then I took advanced machine learning. I also took, how can I not remember? But these are the main stuff. I also took operating systems. Uh, I think that's it.
Okay. So
Maybe.
next question are like, okay, you don't have to name them, but are there professors which you should avoid? Like, is there any professor? Like, there are some professors. Uh,
Mhm. There
do
are.
you? There are which
There are.
everyone should avoid as much as
Yes, there
possible.
are. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
If
And
anybody
next,
wants to get some personal information, feel free to ping me. I'll let you know even the names.
yes. So if anyone has any doubt, even after this session, if you have doubt, either you can comment on the, like, this video we will put on the YouTube Go Classes YouTube channel. So you can put your doubt in the comment, and we will definitely ask Namita to answer those. Okay, or you can connect with her on the LinkedIn. So if you are lucky, maybe you can get reply. So okay.
If you mention
So
Go classes, I will reply.
okay, if you mention Go classes, she will reply. Okay, so that is a privilege. Okay. Next, this does MTech help in Google? Like your BTech students in IIT Bombay. Of course, BTech students from IIT Bombay, those are also at a different level. But I think someone was asking that does MTech help in Google?
I'm not sure what exactly they wanted to ask.
Basically, the question I think they want to ask is do Google prefer BTech people, or do they take MTech research, something like that?
No. They do take BTech people, but okay, let me be a little honest here. So most BTech people from IIT Bombay, they get PPOs, and some of them they go for MS and other stuff outside the country. Uh, so during the interview season, you'll see very few BTech folks getting interviewed or things like that. Uh, so it's not that Google prefers MTech people or BTech people. Their sole criteria is coding and how well you are able to think on the spot, how well you can devise a strategy on your own. Um, And if you're able to do that, they'll never discriminate. And I don't think, okay, some companies, they do have preference for BTech people, but at least not Google.
I think the top companies, I think the Microsoft and all the companies that are, I can say top companies, I think they don't care,
They
right?
don't care.
Okay.
Also, the
So,
fact that there are not many BTech people left for being interviewed, that kind of works in our favor.
okay, right. Okay. Next is, why did you not go for MTech research? Like basically MTech versus MTech research. This is another question, very popular question. So can you let us know why did you not go for MTech research, and is MTech research placement and MTech placement are they same? Because I know that they are same, but still people just keep having this doubt. So maybe once you say, they will just take your word for granted.
Okay, so first of all, I am a kind of person that likes to keep her options open. Um, so for example, when choosing my subjects, as I said, even if I knew that I wanted to go in machine learning, I had already approached the professors beforehand. Even then, I took some subjects which weren't really related to machine learning, because as I said, God forbid if something happens and if there are no vacancies, I'll need a backup plan. And it's not that I like only machine learning. I like a lot of stuff. Uh, Having said that, that was the same case when I was choosing between MTech or MTech research. I It felt like MTech has got a lot more options than MTech research. MTech research is a slightly focused field. You can end up getting same placements as someone who is doing just MTech, but I think you get more flexibility when you are an MTech student rather than MTech research student. That is what I felt.
Okay, so yeah, MTech actually provides you more basically a wide range of opportunities, and MTech research is for those. I think MTech research is for those who have decided their
Yeah,
field, right?
exactly.
So if but I just want to ask you, you also had decided that you want to go in machine learning. You had already because I remember that before you went to IIT Mumbai, you told me about some professor you wanted to work with. And so I just want to ask that why did you not go for MTech research then under the same
Okay.
professor for machine learning?
It's just my nature. I think I said I do not go by what other people say. So as I said, I did know about that professor. I did know about the field, but I still did not have any first-hand experience. So I wasn't really sure if I would like this field that much or not, even after having the clarity that this is the field I want to work on for at least 2 years. So for the same reason, I wanted to keep my options open. I wanted to see how it goes, and it's and despite the fact that I like machine learning, it's not that I don't like being a software developer. So I really wanted to keep my options open.
Okay,
Um,
so what is your observation about the placements of MTech and MTech research of your batch?
I think it was mostly the same. There were lesser people who were a part of MTech research program, but all of them they got the same placements basically.
Okay,
But the MTech research people had an advantage if there was a company that was specifically looking for someone who can fit into a research profile. So they had a certain advantage there. But otherwise, I think we all were treated equally.
also for MTech, do we worry about research paper, publishing a research paper, something? Because this question I'm asking because once you go to IIT Bombay, there will be at least 1 or 2% who will be showing off their research paper of BTech or something.
Exactly.
So then everyone will get scared. Okay, oh my God, he has a research paper. So how can we compete with him? So something like that. So should we worry about research paper for our MTech?
Okay, so research papers published in graduation, is that it?
Yeah, like in MTech, do they have to worry about publishing a research paper? Do they have to focus on publishing a research paper?
No, that's not the case. So most professors, they are experienced enough to understand that 1 year is not really enough time to be comfortable and be great in certain field. So what they usually expect is good good quality research. If it ends up being published as a research paper, well and good. If not, they at least have something that your juniors can follow up on. That is their basic criteria. If not you, somebody else will take your work after you leave, and they ultimately it gets published into a research paper someday or the other. But it's not a hard requisite about for an MTech program to publish a research paper. And most professors they do carry out their work according to this expectation.
Okay. So one more question that like, okay, all these things will will keep happening. Okay, people will go to IIT Bombay, IIT, ISc, and top institutes. They will study, they will get placement. All these things will happen. They will keep happening. Let's talk about other aspect of the life at IIT, or I can say basically the enjoyment. Okay, so can you tell us, like, apart from the coursework, apart from the study, okay, let's keep it aside. So what did you do for your like enjoyment, maybe trips or something? So like, were you the kind of person, because I know you were not, but were you the kind of person who was like studious, or like who likes to have fun, and uh, a person who have fun but still tops, or the person who only tops?
Okay, first of all, I am not a topper of my MTech batch. So if anyone was under this impression that I am the gate topper and then I topped MTech batch, it's not the case. So there are really smart people out there, and you're not the smartest of the all, even if you're getting all India rank 1. That is one thing. The other thing is that for people who know me well, they know that I'm not the kind of person who studies 24/7. For an example, when GATE results came out, my own roommate called me to confirm if it is I who got the first rank. She wasn't sure about it. She never expected me to get it because she didn't see me studying that much. Um, yeah, that said, that said, whenever I do study, I do it with utmost concentration. I do it at a time that I am most comfortable studying. For example, if you're comfortable studying at from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m., if that's the time that works for you, you should do it at that time. And as long as you spend some dedicated 2 hours every day, it's more than enough for any kind of course you're joining in. That has been my understanding, at least.
Okay, did you attend the lectures or did you bunk?
I did. I mean, it depended on course to course. If there's a course that I like, if there's a professor that I'm personally a fan of, then I made sure that I attended each and every lecture. I get 100% attendance in that. But if there is a subject that I took just for exploring, but I end up not liking it as much, I am someone who can bunk lectures, and I did.
Was there any course which for which you only took only 3 or 4 lectures and then like never went?
No, I think all of the professors, they are at least, they have that grasping power that you won't feel like not attending. It's that even if you don't like the course, they make it at least that much interesting that you will be willing to go to class every now and then.
Actually, not everyone. Most of them are really interesting, but
Yeah.
there are one or two who would be really
There
like,
are one or two with whom you can only rely on the notes and not really
yes,
like attending. There are
yes.
a couple of them, but
But
I
most of
did
the
do that.
majority of them are really, really excellent, brilliant. Like, okay, you
Yes.
can approach them. The beauty of IIT and ISc professors, the beauty is that they are really humble, like really, really humble. Some of them, you can approach freely. You can approach and they won't mind. You can ask your doubts. You can discuss with them. So basically, some of them are really nice. No, it's not some. Majority of them are really nice.
Majority of them are really good.
Yes, majority of them. So that is the
They
beauty of
have,
those. Yes.
they have their fixed office hours. If you have any doubt, go to them. They'll be more than willing to clarify those. And next year, you'll feel much more comfortable in that subject. So that is the case with majority of the professors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
all
for the
my
fun
questions.
stuff, Achha.
Yes, all my questions are over because all these questions I have seen in the chat. Many people are asking. So if anyone has any doubt, please raise your hand. Okay, we will take only maybe uh, like Namita, how many doubts like will you want to take now? Because already we have covered. I think we have covered almost all the things related to Google, related to MTech Research, IIT Bombay. So I think all the things we have covered. So someone is asking that what like after the gate and before joining the IIT Bombay in these 3 or 4 months, if someone does not utilize these 4 months, these 3 or 4 months, then does it matter?
It does not really, but if you do something, it'll work. It'll work for you. But even if you do not, I think everybody has to start afresh when they join IIT Bombay or IISc, because it's an entirely different experience. The kind of exposure that academic exposure particularly that you'll get there will be a totally new experience, and I don't think anyone can prepare for it prematurely. It's a good time to work on your coding skills, if nothing.
Okay, so what are the 3 topics you would want to suggest that students should like study in the next few days, because colleges will start I think by the end of July or maybe in the first week of August, and the colleges will start. So they have 1 month. So in this 1 month, can you suggest like 3 things, 4 things which they should maybe explore or study or
Okay.
do?
First of all of us should utilize this time to at least get an inclination towards what streams you want to work on. And if you're able to decide on that, it will make your life a lot easier, because then after joining, you won't have to worry about these things. You won't have to chase professors. You won't have to spend a lot of time researching about fields. And then you can really focus on the subjects you have at hand, and also maybe be regular about coding. So I think that is the most important thing to do before joining IIT Bombay or IISc or other institutes. Um, so if you have a couple of streams in mind, do take this time to research about them. Try and get uh, at least some feeling about the subject, and try and see which one you would feel the most comfortable in. That is my suggestion. Do not really worry about coursework or getting into coursework beforehand, because as I said, the professors that you'll find, they are the experts of their subjects. They know how to pace a subject and how to make the class comfortable. So let's not worry about knowing the coursework beforehand. This time particularly you can take to decide on the stream and generic coding, if at all you need to invest some time in.
Which coding language?
C++ mostly.
Okay. Okay. So I think that would be it. So someone is asking how to choose electives, like what happens
Yeah.
in case of overflow underflow of a particular course. Like I don't understand what is overflow underflow, what he means, but how to choose electives.
Okay. So electives, there is a wide range of electives. Uh, for I know, one of my friend, she chose pottery as an elective subject. There's really a very wide range, and it changes year after year. Also, of course, in overflow you won't get a seat in that subject. In underflow, that subject itself won't get conducted. uh, I mean, you'll get to know more about these things once you join, mostly because the rules change every year, and even the electives that are offered every year is different. So I don't think it will help uh, to know about these things beforehand. You can drop
Also,
an elective before mid-sem, yes.
okay. Also, Namita, did you do anything special for Google, like for the interview preparation of Google, or was your like what you studied in your MTech, in all the courses, what you studied, that was it? Like, or did you do something extra, particularly for Google interview?
Okay, like I mentioned, Google is one company which does not care so much about your thesis. they mostly want people who can code, think on spot, and stuff like that. And for that, you just need to be regular in your coding, because it's not that they ask the toughest questions. It's never the case. They just ask a question and they expect you to think on spot and develop a strategy about the question. And if you're able to do that, I think you are more than good to join Google. Um, and if I am to share my personal experience, I never prepared for Google. I spent most of my time preparing for a data science profile, that too for Microsoft. And I did get placed there. I did get a placement offer from Microsoft. I gave Google I gave those interviews for Google like I never care. I mean, it's just that. You won't even believe me when I say that while an interview was going on, I was least interested. I was just thinking about the next round that Microsoft is conducting, and I already had given one round of it. And during I'm talking about while the interviewer is sitting there, he's preparing some notes, and I am utilizing this time to think about what all questions they can ask me for the Microsoft second round. It is only when the interviewer literally pushed me into thinking about the question, then I started thinking, and it just clicked me, and I think that went. I mean, I was lucky to get that stretch of luck, and I was able to strategize over the question. I was able to think about the solution, and I was able to also communicate the solution to the interviewer. So that is also very important. Even if you know the answer, even if you know the question from beforehand, but you're not able to communicate to the interviewer, that also sometimes it hurts you. So as I said, I did not do anything special. I wasn't even interested. But it as I said, I mean, I only okay. So maybe that's also because my nature is that I don't care too much about things that are not in my control. So if there's an interviewer who's taking my interview, has asked me a question, it is only then that I am thinking about that problem. And Google wants just that. If you're able to take that question, take those inputs, and think about those, develop a strategy. If you're able to do that on that spot, it might be your lucky day. But if you're not, it might also be the case that you are a really impressive coder, but you're not able to think on spot on that particular day, you might not get an offer. So no, I did not do anything special. I just made sure that I am only regular in coding and I feel comfortable. And I just made sure that if there is someone who's asking me a certain question, I'm not in a position that I am blacked down. Just that. Be at least that comfortable.
So Amit is asking, if someone is comfortable in Python, should they switch to C++?
No, it does not really matter. If you have a good grasp in Python, in my opinion, learning Python is relatively easier than learning any other coding language. If you have time, you might want to learn C++ or Java, because most companies, even after you join, the code bases are written in C++ or Java. Python is relatively newer, and most good companies, they have their code base that are decades old. So it's good to have knowledge about C++ or Java. But if you want, as far as coding rounds, technical rounds are concerned, it does not matter whether you write your code in Python or any other language.
Okay. So, so Namita, which semester was the most hectic in IIT Bombay?
Okay, most hectic. I think the third one, because there are a lot of things that go on in that semester. You've already started on your thesis project. You will have regular follow-ups from your guide about the kind of progress you are making. And there's also this pressure of campus placements. Um, and there are, of course, there are subjects that you have taken thinking that you're really interested, and they turn out to be really a little more challenging than you thought. So I think for me, the third semester was really the scariest one. But yeah, mostly because uh, there are different dimensions of things, because for example, your research thesis is completely different from your coding practice. You can't really correlate the progress between the two. If you start focusing on one thing more than required, then you might end up losing on the other stuff. So say if I only want to do code all the time, I might not be able to do good in my thesis project. So it's just that there are a lot of things to balance on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a feeling.
So did you go for internship?
I did not. In IIT Bombay, at least in our year, internship was not allowed.
Okay, internship was not allowed.
It was
Oh,
not.
like in your year or like every year?
No, I have heard that people prior to us, they were allowed for internships, but for our year it was not.
Like every professor, like, or maybe some professors, because
No,
it is
no,
professor dependent, right?
no. For us, it was not professor dependent. It was institute level decision.
Oh, and nowadays, what is the scenario?
I haven't really kept up with the information, but I can confirm with someone if anyone is interested.
Okay, no problem. So, okay, so yeah, I think that's enough for today. So, if anyone has any other doubt related to your MTech, see, with Namita, we will have a separate session for gate preparation. Okay, because she is all India rank one. Everyone is interested in knowing how did she get it. Okay, so we will have a separate session for gate preparation. How did she do the gate preparation and all these things? Okay, and so you don't have to worry about the gate related. If you have gate related doubts, then please like wait for the session, the next session. Please wait for it. And if you have any doubt related to your I can say MTech or MTech research, something like that, so you can connect with her on LinkedIn. Okay. So please mention the Go classes name, and she will give you the reply. And so Namita, let's conclude this session. So like, can you conclude by some, I can say some 2 4 things for those who are going to MTech? Like, you don't have to say about Google, because I think that once they go, see these people, like most of these people, even when we went to IIT Bombay or ISc, before that, we were also having these thoughts. But once you enter into IIT Bombay, once you enter into the college, then many things automatically many things will fall in the right place. So
Yeah.
like people don't have to worry. Automatically things go on. Okay, so it's just, I think it's just a free fall kind of thing once you enter. But right now, before they enter, they have a lot of questions, they have a lot of worries. So can you conclude for their MTech or MTech research or PhD, can you conclude for their coursework?
Uh, okay. Um, I mean, I'll try to take a stab at it. Okay, so the thing is, like, I mean, even I was a little confused, especially after hearing so many people who were trying to get me into ISC rather than IIT Bombay. So I myself was a little confused at some point, but the fact, you'll have to understand this thing, that all of these institutes are really, really reputed institutes, and all of these are established organizations. The kind of procedure they follow right from your entrance to your placement is a well tested one. So it is an entirely different universe. You might not have seen this before, and it can be scary at first, but once you go with the flow, I think um, you don't have too many things to be worried about. Right now, you might be thinking that ISC is better, or IIT Bombay is better, or this course is better, or that course is better. Even across streams, if you think machine learning is better or machine learning is the worst, it is just your opinion. All of these streams are doing, I mean, people are doing really great work in all of these streams. It's not that people are taking machine learning, so you'll have to take one. uh, so all in all, as I said, the procedure is a well tested one. Even the streams are well tested one. The kind of projects they offer you are well tested ones, and you are most likely, most often than not, you are going to do good work, at least satisfactory work. So do not too much unnecessary pressure. If it is possible for you to land upon one stream, well and good. If you're not, you still have your 6 months. Do your experiments, take your chances, go to the professors, talk to them about what kind of projects they offer. They'll be more than happy to talk about their work. Honestly, I mean, there are the most humble people that you might have ever seen in your life, and talking to them, it helps you in a great deal. You'll get to know so much about different streams. You'll get to know their experience about the kind of work they do, and even if you don't want to work under them, you can always you can anytime walk up to them and ask for questions. And that can even help you in not shortlisting a stream. So if you're confused about some stream, and you're not really sure if you will be interested in working in it, you can still go up to that professor, ask your doubts, and he or she will even help you make up your mind about not taking that stream. So that is the kind of comfort you will experience after joining that universe. Yeah, so for all these reasons, do not take unnecessary pressure, do not feel any kind of stress. Do what you have under control, and for everything else, I think you can leave up to them and of course the Almighty. Yeah, does that answer?
Yes. So I think that's enough. And one more question, just last question. Someone was asking for winter admission. So like someone is saying that they did not get uh, MS, they did not crack MS interview. Do they have possibility for winter admission?
You do have. It's always the case. You can reapply, and uh,
So
yeah.
I think this can be checked on the IIT Bombay website. So please
Yes.
check it out. Like check it out there in winter admission browser or something. So please check it out. I think that would be better. Okay.
Yeah.
And so let's conclude this session here. If anyone has any doubt, you can ask in the comments. This video we will put in the GoClasses YouTube channel. So please ask all your doubts in the comments, and like okay, Namita can get some time, and in the free time you can reply, Namita. So thank you for joining us and giving us your valuable time. And I'm
My
like
pleasure.
I'm sure that many students have like okay got some clarity about their MTech or MTech research. Okay, how to proceed. So okay, and so thank you, Namita. And so please let us know when you will be available for the gate related session, because many people are interested to know about your strategy. All India rank one. So can we have you?
I won't have much to talk about that, but okay, if you insist, we can discuss this offline.
Yes. Okay. So we will have a separate session very soon. We will have a separate session. Okay. So you can to follow if you want to get the notification of this session, or okay any future session. Okay, then you can just join the Go Classes Telegram channel. Basically, any Go Classes I can say social media channel you can join, and you can follow. Okay, you will get the notification. Okay. So thank you, Namita. Thank you so much, and we
Sure,
wish you
sure,
all the
my
best.
pleasure.
I don't think we have to wish you all the best, because maybe okay, you don't need that.
No, no,
So,
everybody
so,
needs it.
so this was very useful and very informative. So thank you, Namita. Thank you so much.
I hope so. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you.